If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and want to start building real financial freedom, these are the bank accounts that will make you rich. These accounts are the foundation of wealth. They help you save more, grow faster, and finally make your money work for you. I wish I knew about them sooner because once I did, everything changed. In this video, I'm breaking down the essential accounts you need for financial success. Plus, I'll share the lessons that I had to learn the hard way so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. Hey, I'm Davina and welcome to my finance corner. I've been working in accounting and finance for over 15 years and I've learned a lot both in my career and my own personal finance journey. And on this channel, we'll talk all things money in a way that's simple and relatable. Let's get into it. Account one, your savings account. Let's start with the most important one, a savings account for your emergency fund. This is your cash cushion for unexpected expenses like car repairs or emergency medical bills. If you're serious about financial freedom, or even if you just want to improve your finances, this account is the foundation. No matter how much money you make, this account can literally save you. It helps you avoid relying on debt if life throws you a curveball. So say, for example, you lost your job, you would be able to pay your bills for the next few months without having to stress or take on more debt to get by. I'll be honest with you, I learned this the hard way. Back in the 2008 recession, I was made redundant and I had no savings, literally nothing, no backup plan. And I was so stressed about how I was going to pay my bills. It took me months to find a job and I hate the feeling of being broke. And that experience taught me to always have an emergency fund. So now I treat my emergency fund like a non-negotiable bill. I pay myself first each month and I don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. So for example, a few months ago, my car broke down on the high road and it was annoying and embarrassing, but I didn't stress because I had an emergency fund that I could dip into to cover those costs. But aside from that, I don't touch the emergency fund. So here's a few tips. Keep this money in a separate account from your main spending account so you're not tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. I recommend using an online only high yield interest savings account. So think accounts like Monzo, Chase or Starling. These banks don't have physical locations, so they save money and often pass those savings on to you in the form of low costs and higher interest rates. Personally, I use Plum, which is currently offering a 3.53 to 4.17% interest rate. Monzo is also currently offering 3.25%. But here's something to remember. Interest rates can change based on what the Bank of England or the Fed, if you're in the US, decides. So just choose the account that has all the features that you need and lock in a good interest rate while you can. Your goal with this account is to save 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses. And I'm not talking about your Netflix or Amazon subscriptions. I'm talking about your fundamental living costs. So think rent, utilities, transport, food, those essential costs that you need to get by every month. If you don't have any savings, just focus on saving your first £1,000. It's a great first milestone to hit and then just build from there. Account two, workplace pension. The next account that you need is your workplace pension if you're in the UK, or if you're in the US, your 401k. This one is powerful because it comes with tax advantages. So you can set yourself up with a nice cushion in retirement. And the best part is it quietly grows in the background while you work because each time you get paid, a small percentage goes into it. Plus, your contributions will reduce your taxable income, which means you could pay less tax now. So it's win for you now and in the future. So here's what I mean. Let's say that you earn £40,000 and you contribute £5,000 to your pension. You'll only get taxed on 35,000, and it's the same if you're self-employed. Contributing to your pension reduces your taxable income. So if your employer offers a contribution match, take it. That's free money, and you don't really leave nothing on the table. In the UK, you're automatically enrolled in a workplace pension after 3 months. So speak to your HR team to make sure that you're enrolled and contributed enough to get the full match. Account three, your investment account. This is where your money really starts working for you. Once your emergency fund is fully funded, it's time to open a long-term investment account. This is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth. If you're in the UK, you can use a stocks and shares ISA, or if you're in the US, you can use a Roth IRA. These are tax advantage accounts, meaning that you don't pay tax on any capital gains or dividends, and you get to keep more of your profits than if you were investing in a general investing account. So in the UK, you can invest up to £20,000 each tax year, included across all of your ISAs, including a cash ISA, which I'll talk about next. In the US, the Roth IRA limit is currently $7,000 if you're under 50 and $8,000 if you're 50 and over. Here's the mistake I made. I waited way too long to start investing because I was scared. I thought investing was risky, so I just kept saving because it felt safer. But what I didn't realize is that my money was slowly losing value due to inflation. So even though it felt safer, I was actually losing money. So don't make the same mistake I did. Once your emergency fund is in place and loaded, open an investment account. Try to max it out if you can, but even if you can only afford to invest £50 or £100 a month, just do it consistently. When I first started investing, I could only afford to contribute £250 a month, and over time that grew into a 5-figure investment portfolio. So don't underestimate small contributions because they really do add up. Now, once you've opened your investment account, you'll need to choose what to actually invest in. This doesn't need to be complicated. Index funds and ETFs are a great option because they are diversified, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. They're low cost, which means more of your money stays invested. They're perfect for beginners and they perform well over time. I use Vanguard for my investing, but Fidelity and Trading 212 are also some great options. So just go with whatever feels easiest and most accessible to you. The things I would look out for are make sure that the fees are low and also make sure that they have an option for customer service, like actual phone number that you can call and speak to a human. For me, that was personally important. So those are the things I would look out for. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. And that's how you build real wealth. Account 4, a savings account for big purchases. So this is your goals account for things like a house deposit, a car, a holiday, or even a wedding. Once your core accounts like your emergency fund and investments are in place, you can start saving for those fun but expensive things. And listen, at the end of the day, life is for living, right? So it's completely fine to want nice things like a beautiful home, that luxury trip to Dubai, or a dream wedding. But the key is doing it the smart way with a plan, not on impulse. I suggest using a high yield interest savings account. So if you're in the UK, you can use a cash ISA, which allows you to earn interest on your savings tax free. You can even use the same bank account that you use for your emergency fund. Just make sure that it's a separate pot so you're not getting your emergency fund and your goals account mixed up. Right now, Plum is offering a 4.92% interest rate on cash ISA, so that's worth checking out. Having this account means that you can enjoy those things that you want without going into debt or derailing your progress. Account number 5, spending account. Now, I'm assuming that you have a current or checking account in place. That's where your salary lands and where you pay your bills from. But I suggest having a separate account for just for spending, specifically for your fun money. So each month, transfer an amount into that account, and that's what you can use for things like dinners out, shopping, visa tickets, basically any guilt-free spending. And when that money is gone, it's gone. So naturally, you will learn how to make it stretch without dipping into money meant for bills or saving. This is super helpful if you're just starting out and you're trying to save more and invest and want to make sure you're contributing to those accounts consistently without sacrificing the things that you enjoy. The key here is to only keep what you need for the month in your checking account, enough to cover your bills and essential living expenses. Everything else, like your saving, investing, and fund money, should be automatically moved out as soon as you get paid. This way, you're sticking to your budget, avoiding overspending, and staying on track without having to think about it too much. I personally use Monzo for my everyday spending. Each month, I just transfer a set amount into that account and I spend on whatever I want guilt free. Account number 6, HSA. If you're in the US, the health savings account or HSA is definitely an account you should have. It's basically a tax advantaged medical savings account that lets you save and invest specifically for health related expenses. Here's why it's so valuable, because it gives you a triple tax advantage. That means you don't have to pay tax on the money that you contribute, you don't pay tax on the growth, and you don't have to pay tax when you take it out as long as it's for medical related expenses. So things like physiotherapy, contact lenses, or even LASIK eye surgery. But you have to be enrolled in an eligible HSA insurance plan to open one, so double check that first. If you're consistently contributing to this account, you're essentially building a tax-free medical fund that can support you later on in life when you tend to need healthcare costs and those costs tend to rise. You can even invest that money in stocks or bonds so that it grows over time, just like your regular investment account. Think of this as your future medical emergency fund, one that protects your savings and keeps you from going into debt when life starts living. Now, if you're here in the UK, we don't have an account like this because we have the NHS, so our healthcare is covered by the National Health Service. So while we may not need to save for medical bills in the same way, it's still smart to have a financial buffer for things like private medical care, dental work, or therapy, since those things are expensive and are not always fully covered. Because at the end of the day, health is wealth, right? And there's no point building financial freedom and getting rich if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it. If you're just starting out, don't feel like you need to open all of these accounts at once. Start with your savings account for your emergency fund, and then as you grow, expand your system. These accounts help me build structure, peace of mind, and ultimately wealth. They've taken me from stressed out and overspending to in control and building real financial freedom. Let me know in the comments below which one of these accounts have you opened and which one are you going to open next. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, check out my other video on how to manage your money like the 1%. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.